is, what day are we today? Tuesday. Bake Off final. Bake Off final. Sorry, that's the laptop. I've just done 2 edits of 2 videos. Very proud of myself. I daren't do any more whilst that's uploading. So those 2 are ready to upload. And then I'll do the others. I've got a teensy backlog. I really enjoy the editing, but it does take time. And it's sitting down to do it, which I have done. I really want to make gingerbread today. So I need 1 egg. I know, 1 egg. There was 1 left and then Jason ate it for breakfast. I know. Ridiculous. So I can pop down to the end of the road where there is a shop and I can buy some eggs and maybe even some hand soap. I hope they have some in stock. There's this really nice one that I like. What's in it? It's flowery anyway. I like it when you get a nice hand soap. Doesn't it feel really luxury? Every time you wash your hands, you can sniff them. Really creepily. Hopefully, well, no one is watching. Anyway, so all going well in the world, I'll be taking my train on Sunday back to London. I was hesitant at first. I was feeling a little bit about going and continuing with my life as I left off in the spring, but I've had to think about it. And first off, I love the people I work with and they're all my friends and I cannot wait to see their cute little faces. Also, there's a few places that do takeaway near my work and we have a canteen, which I love canteen food. It's like school dinners, which probably everyone else in the world other than the people in the UK wouldn't understand, but I loved school dinners and this is exactly the same. Well, actually the canteen has got like Subway and Costa and Starbucks and all that. I ignore all those. They have got like a little like kind of British food area where on a Sunday they always do a roast dinner and on a Friday they do fish and chips. And then they've got like world foods area where they do like a curry. They do a very good curry. A British Indian curry, which is quite different than a Indian curry, but I don't care. I like it anyway. And it's all quite stodgy food and I love stodge. Brilliant. Yeah, so always at lunch, you never sit and eat alone. There's always someone to eat with. So that'll be good. And to be honest, how long have I been off? 8 months? It does get a little bit lonely. I mean, I'm fine on my own. I have not suffered. I do not feel upset. I do not feel unhappy in any way, but it's fun being with those people every day. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then the things I'm not looking forward so much, like using the trains and the London Underground, I'll just be sensible. So I'm feeling good. I've got my masks. I've got a few here I made for Jason. I asked Jason if he wants a mask. He wanted a mask. Well, I made him a few. And I asked him of all the fabrics, you can pick any you want. So I pulled out all the dark ones. So I did make him one dark navy. I mean, it still has bunnies on it, but you can't see that from far away. And if you're standing 2 meters apart, which we're meant to, then you definitely can't see the bunnies. Anyway, I asked him, pick out all of these. He said, oh, they're boring. I want this fabric. So now he wears a flowery one. Anyway, I made a few for myself and I used the finest of the lawns that I had because I've struggled a little bit with pregnancy nausea and then having something covering my face and just feeling that warmth from my breath. So I want to wear the mask. You don't have to wear the mask if you are struggling with it apparently, but I would always, to protect myself and to protect others, I want to wear it. And yeah, there's lots of good things that I'm looking forward to, and then all of the things that I'm hesitant about, I'm just going to try and be really sensible and just think about them beforehand. So that's good. That's really good. It does mean that I would like to take advantage of the last few days. If we're Tuesday today, that's not long until the train. And then I would love to do Vlogmas videos, but they wouldn't be every day. So I wonder if I could take footage here and there and then make some videos, maybe just 1 or 2 per week, which still might be nice. I mean, if I enjoy somebody's vlogs and somebody's videos, I would rather there were 1 or 2 per week than none at all. So that is an idea. And London at Christmas is particularly beautiful. All of those fairy lights, and there is a great sense of anticipation. I wonder how that will differ this year. I wonder actually if I'll once again travel to London and then lockdown will be extended, but I have a feeling with the way that the economy is, it would be preferable for that decision, not preferable. Someone's going to decide to stop lockdown for Christmas and then it may then go back in after. That seems very silly to me, but I am not a decision maker. Yeah, I know Christmas is important, really important to a lot of people, and it is to me. That doesn't mean that I want to make silly choices. Anyway, I haven't really spoken about the kind of corona issue and things at all, mainly because I know it's so different country to country, and each region and things are quite different, and some people may be in a very strict lockdown and we may have more flexibility, and so it's quite difficult to, I don't want to offend someone or say something that's wrong. That's the main reason. Also, it's a bit depressing really, isn't it? Oh, and one thing which really annoyed me for Christmas, all of the delivery slots, because I get my food delivered, I do not go out shopping. Usually I would, but being pregnant, I find I get very out of breath and I can't carry heavy things. I'm a little bit hesitant to carry heavy things now. So I've been getting my food shop delivered, which is a bit of a luxury, but it's very nice. Logged on to do a Christmas order. Everywhere, every supermarket I checked was booked. So I thought, okay, don't worry, I'll order with Marks and Spencer's. Now that is a great treat. I thought I'll be sparing. I won't get everything. I'll just get a few bits and bobs, like a little selection. And we do a roast chicken instead of a roast turkey because there's only 2 of us. More than half of the stock was sold out. So that was irritating. And I thought, okay, what can I do? What can I do? I cannot do the shop. So I thought, okay, why don't we go out for Christmas dinner? Completely forgot about the situation at the moment. There are some restaurants that are open on Christmas Day and you can go. They are very expensive, of course, because people get paid much more to work on Christmas Day, as they should. I don't want to be sat in a restaurant full of people. That makes me very uncomfortable. I mean, I ended up looking for microwave Christmas meals in the end. But that was so depressing a thought. I thought, no, I just can't do it. So let's see what happens. It may be the case that we do more of a Boxing Day dinner, which actually is one of my favourites. I don't know if everyone does that, but on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, you've got all the leftovers. So, and you've got like crackers and cheeses and meats and preserves and pickled onions and gherkins, just all the things. And then you lay it all out on the table, like really luxuriously on pretty plates with like doilies, because I love a doily. The world is better with doilies. And yeah, you can just help yourself. And even the leftovers from the roast dinner, you can microwave all the leftovers and put them in a mega sandwich with the cranberry sauce and the bread sauce and the stuffing. And you have to really like stack it up, and such a good sandwich. So even if we did just do the cheeses and meats, that would be fine. Jason he's not bothered about Christmas dinner. And at work in the canteen for a whole week before Christmas, they do Christmas dinner every day, and I go every day. So I can have maybe 7 Christmas dinners. So I will not go without my Christmas dinner, but that did really irritate me. All the food was just sold out. All the delivery slots were taken. And if now I'm struggling with mobility, like moving around and being active, now I know in 3-4 weeks that will only be more. It's not gonna, I'm not just gonna magically decide one day to be extra active. Anyway, I've witted enough there. Oh, that's a loud car. Oh, we had the mattress collected. Nina was in a mood all day. She loved it so much. She would climb up the mattress and then sit at the top, and from her great height she would judgy-wudgy you. She'd see you walking past and she'd look at you. But no, it had to go. So that is nice. For Christmas, all gone, and we kind of sneakily added a couple of little extra bits from the, I say garden. My garden is that wide, that long. Genuinely, from finger to finger. There was a few bits of wood and half a gate, so we just broke it all up and added it to the bed frame, and they took it away. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, go and get an egg, check the other ingredients. The only reason I make the gingerbread cookies, or I make snowflake ones instead of men, is to decorate them. I don't care about the baking of the cookies. I would happily buy the cookies, but they have to be very thin and snap nicely. They can't be spongy. And then I like them in a nice tin, again with a doily. Doilies are festive. They have that snowflake quality to them. And I've got those silver ball bearings just to put on the points. Those are Jason's favourite, so he will be very happy. But we will need to monitor his consumption of said cookies, because he will just eat them all. It's a miracle. You have a tin of cookies and then you leave and you come back, half the tin is gone. How do you eat that many cookies? I have 1 or 2 and I'm like, I had a cookie, that's nice. They do say cinnamon is Moorish and activates your appetite. And I like lots of cinnamon. Okay, it's a good day today. Cookies, and then I think I want to go through those patterns again and pick the next one. I feel like a blouse is going to be the next thing that needs to be done, and I need to list how many meters of each fabric I need to buy. I've been looking online, but I'm terrible at buying fabric online. It's really tricky for me. I want to see it, I want to feel it, I want to feel the connection to the fabric. Because I've been burnt a few times where I've ordered online, and although it's as beautiful as I thought it was, the fabric texture or the thickness was not the same. And if it doesn't match the criteria, you can't make the garment you intended. Okay, let's get this day going. This could be a good day. I feel good today. I feel very good today. Okie dokie, I popped out quickly to get the ingredients. I got some butter too while I was there. Popped it out briefly. I quickly got some, what did I need? I needed an egg, got the egg, and I got some butter as well. And I bought a jacket potato from the next door shop. Already made. They made it for me. Jacket potato with cheese and beans and tuna on the side. I just had that. That was very, very good. And I've run out of milk. I didn't buy that though. Oopsie, don't need that for the recipe, but I had a little Galaxy sachet of hot chocolate. Oh, and you only needed water. So presumably there's powdered milk inside. I have made the mixture. It was really, really simple. All the dry ingredients went in the bowl, and then I rubbed them together with the butter to make breadcrumbs. And then you add the sugar, which is that lovely soft brown sugar, which has that like almost licoricey-ness to it. It's got that very, for me, it's a very Christmassy flavour because I don't ever use brown sugar throughout the rest of the year. So whenever I smell that lovely treacly smell, definitely Christmas. And then loads of golden syrup. Ooh, loads. This is why the cookies burn so quickly in the oven. You take your eyes off them for a second and they're burnt. So I have to sit on the floor while they cook next to the oven and just wait for them. Just sit on the floor. Maybe I'll clean the floor while they're cooking. Oh no, but then you see, you can't do anything. You cannot take your eyes off them because they cook so quickly. Yes, I mixed in the 1 egg and the golden syrup. That was a sticky mess. Golden syrup must be the most sticky, messy product in all the world. Ugh. But it's gone together beautifully. I will share down below. I'll share the link for the recipe. It's super easy, and I made it last year and it was very successful. And then I'll show you I'll show you the rolling out. That's the fun part, and the baking and the decorating. I washed my oven especially for your viewing pleasure. No one wanted to see the state my oven was in before. Oven cleaning is a yearly job, maybe 6 monthly. I will never be the person that cleans my oven on a weekly basis. I just line everything with tin foil so that it just catches all the crumbs. Anyway, icing is definitely my favourite part. And I've got I think it's a 2mm nozzle. And I will just happily sit for a long time decorating them all. So that's good. But yeah, as I said, I'll put the link below for the recipe in case you're interested. The only thing I wish I put in is mixed spice. It's that much darker spice, and it's got clove and cinnamon and like a few other spices in it. And for me, that's really Christmassy. In the past, I've put that in, and I didn't this time because I didn't have any in the cupboard. And it didn't occur to me till after anyway. It's just resting in the fridge for, I don't know, however long it takes me to drink my Galaxy hot chocolate. And yeah, we'll roll it out. I roll them very thin because I find they puff up a lot, and I really like that crack. I don't want a spongy cookie. No. They've got to be really crunchy. And actually, I've done these before. I made little holes in them and put a ribbon on. And then, I mean, there are no parties going on at the moment, but if you were to have guests, especially the little variety of guest, if you pop them on as decorations on the tree, that goes down very nicely. I'm looking a bit blurry. Why am I blurry? I don't know. That is very annoying. Yeah, they go down so well with tiny people. Children. Especially if you put some of the ball bearings on. I'm telling you, I will show you the silver ball bearings. But they're shiny and silver, and they just give the magical element. Last year I had the tiniest ones, and I could fit loads on, and as Jason likes the ball bearings, he was very pro ball bearing. He really liked those, but those are from a specialist shop, which I don't think is open at the moment. So yeah, let me show you. I finished sewing the buttons on those little outfits. Let me grab them. Whoop. This is the only seat I can now sit in and feel comfortable because you've got all that lovely back support. So just, and if you get the blanket, you can really wedge it in the two arms. Very important. So we've got the red buttons. They're slightly orangey, and I think it's cool. With the little blue pants. And then we've got this one with those very special sparkly buttons. There's not any sparkle in them, but just the way they're cut, they're very diamondy. Have another look at those buttons. Love them. So, earthquake. Earthquake. Okay. Yeah. So I'm really, really happy with them. They turned out better than I thought. I was going to put the embroidery here, but I really don't think it needs it. I'm going to have a think on that. I can always use those. I'm definitely making those little evil kittens on something because they're just brilliant. I like that they do that. In the 50s, there was often this slightly evil, like so cute it almost looked evil. I like that. I don't know why. I don't know why. Like some of the 1950s Father Christmases, they look very evil, but in a good way. So anyway, those are just so sweet. There's one slight mistake that I made. So when you stitch on buttons, mostly you're meant to do them like quite loosely and then wrap the thread around the button to create like a stand so that there's a gap between. And I only do that on coats. I just don't feel they're secure enough if I do them loose and then have the stand. And because it's children's wear, and I don't even know if there are rules now for buttons for children's wear. I know in manufacturing there are really strict rules for kids' wear and for specific ages. I know with boys you shouldn't put zips on their trousers until a certain age because they can get really hurt. So I don't really know rules, but all of these I've stitched them on way stronger than I ever would for my own garment, just for peace of mind. And yeah, I'm really happy with them. And I've done as much as I can on the wrap over cardigan, so you can see my washing and everything. It's just real life. I'm still attached to the, so that is what I've got left, really tiny amount. But from those two balls, I've managed the whole body, and now all I need is the sleeves. It's rolling up horrendously, but you've got the wrap over on both sides. It's attached at the shoulders. It's got all the edging around the neckline. And on the front, it really is beautiful. You've got like this slip stitch edge, and then the garter picked up next to it, so it just looks so elegant and so well finished. And because of those slip stitches, it had created like little holes, so I knew exactly where to pick up. That was very helpful. Anyway, this is in desperate need of a block. I think I'm just going to get those sleeves in before I block it. I'm not blocking it twice. And by block, all I mean is
dunk it in some water, go and do something for a while, and then when I remember, squidge it out and lay it flat. You just want to, I don't want the rolling on the bottom, obviously. And I managed, there was enough yarn just for one tie. So it does need a tie on the other side. But anyway, I know it's silly to show you when it looks all rolly and everything, but I thought that that would go really well with these little outfits. So cute. So yeah, once that's on, really impressed with the yarn. I did use it once, I said, for socks, just for heels and toes, and it came out really nicely. And I've washed those socks many times by machine and it stayed the same, so I know that it washes well. And that's kind of one of the major criterias for kids wear. But I would come to this pattern again and again. I think the wrap in front is really handy. I like that there's no buttons. I like that you just tie a bow on the side. I like that the tie is also knitted. I like a lot about this pattern. So there we go. She's already got a few little bits and pieces. Oh, and if there's enough, maybe I could even make some tiny booties. If you're going to create the collection, you want the full collection. It's a good day. It's a good day today. Oh, I think that will all be finished uploading now, so I think I can go up and do a few more, because there is a backlog of editing to do. I'm going to do that today. I'll finish my drink first though. You're not allowed hot drinks next to the laptop apparently. It's not my rule. It's my laptop. It's Jason's rule. Bless him. It's a very sensible rule, to be honest. The amount of people I know who've spilt drinks on their laptop. Disaster. I feel so pleased with those little makes. Making things for little people is very satisfying. Maybe that's what it feels like to make things for smaller, if I was smaller too. I have to make quite, well, the larger things that you make, the longer that they take. I used to like making things for my sister because she's like half my size. She's only a year and a half younger than me. Because she's so tiny, I can squeeze garments out for her out of like no fabric at all. There's a garment. Surprisingly a good hot chocolate considering I only added hot water. Anyway, I'll catch up with you in a sec when, well, it's a sec for you. It'll be a little while for me. The biscuits. I hope they come out nicely after all this I've said about the biscuits. It would be embarrassing if they turned out poorly. I've got my oven preheating. And here's my dough. I don't do loads at once. I just do a little bit. And yeah. Recipe says you're meant to roll it out between 2 pieces of greaseproof paper. I didn't do that. I just use excessive amounts of flour and have found that that does not make any difference to the cookies.
if it did make a difference, of course, I would then not do it. But there we go. Oh, yes. I'm gonna roll out these as well. I reuse the scraps. I know with baking, some people do not reuse because it's not quite the same. I think that's wasteful. So I'm gonna re-roll this ready for the next batch. And then once those are done, we can switch them. And they're done. I think that was 5 minutes. Yeah. All I wanted was a tiny bit of browning around the edges. They still feel really soft. Cool them. Let them cool. 5 minutes and they harden up beautifully. Then I can pop those ones off and the new one's on. You could use 2 baking trays, but I have only one. I'm not going to bother re-rolling this part because I have done it a few times and it's now quite dry from all of the flour being rolled and re-rolled. So, I mean, this would be the part I'd give to a child to use. so I won't use that part. I used less than a quarter. And what have I got, 24 cookies? That's a lot of cookies. That will last Jason this evening. Icing, definitely the best part. It's just icing sugar and I put water. Some people put egg white. I don't bother, it doesn't make a difference for me. And I don't even flavour my icing. Just icing sugar. And then silver balls. I got these in Waitrose. Be lavish with the silver balls. Alright. I often make a mistake with the icing. You need very little water and patience just to mix it. So that is what I want. Something kind of Nutella-y, I guess. Maybe slightly runnier. Nutella on a slightly warmer day than today. Oh. Anyway, get all the lumps out. And then I got one of these. I don't have reusable ones. I bought these ages ago and they just have not run out because I ice things so rarely. Plus my little 2ml, well, it's number 2. I'm assuming that's 2ml. I don't know what else the 2 is referring to. Just spun them round. But seriously, you have to keep an eye on those cookies because they just go just in a second. You could look at them and think, they need longer. An extra minute and they're burnt. Like, unbelievable. It's definitely the sugar content of that brown sugar plus the golden syrup. That's all I'm doing, just those 2, because if I do more, they will be eaten. They will be eaten. This icing will go hard, and it's meant to on the gingerbread cookies.
after I do one, I put the ball bearings in. There we go. One down. 24 to go. I should have done this on Jason's head because he could have done the ball bearings. He's good at ball bearings. I'm not a pro piper. And I'm also standing in a really awkward position to film this, but you get the idea. I could maybe have even gone a bit firmer with the icing. The problem is the firmer you go, the stronger you have to squeeze the bag. This bag. It just hurts your fingers.
I finished icing the first batch. I'm just going to have a sit down and a little break before I do the second batch. But they're not perfect, but they are pretty. And you can see some of them have caught a little bit more. But if it gets any more than browned, they're burned in a second. So I'm happy with those. I've got the same number again to ice. And then I'm going to put them in a pretty tin. They have been very successful, and sometimes I put lots of ball bearings like that one that has extras. Very pretty. I had to taste one cheeky one. One of the thingamajigs broke off. Can you hear the crunch? Crunchy, crunchy.